You wake up on an ordinary Tuesday morning. Same alarm, same ceiling, same life. Then your phone vibrates. One notification. You glance at it the way you always do, half asleep, barely looking, and freeze. Your account balance reads $10 trillion. You refresh. Still there. You close the app, open it again, still there. $10 trillion, a number so large it doesn't feel like money anymore. It feels like a mistake, like a typo that accidentally swallowed the world. Then another notification appears. Unknown sender. You open it. Congratulations! You have been selected for the Wealth Challenge. $10 trillion has been placed under your legal ownership. The funds are real. Banks recognize them. Governments recognize them. Financial institutions recognize them. You have exactly 72 hours to spend every dollar. Success means you keep everything purchased. Failure means you keep nothing. The countdown has already begun. Then the rules appear. No donations, no gifts, no charity, no transfers to friends or family, no stocks, no bonds, no cryptocurrency, no private deals, no future contracts, no buying countries, no overpaying. Every purchase must be made at fair market value. Every transaction must be fully completed before time expires. Any pending transaction is automatically rejected. You read the rules again, then once more. Every obvious shortcut has already been sealed shut. Every escape route closed. Suddenly, $10 trillion doesn't feel like a gift. It feels like a trap with a golden door. Then someone knocks. 3 sharp taps. A woman in a navy suit stands outside, holding a tablet, expression unreadable. We'll be assisting you during the challenge. Behind her stretches a small army. Lawyers, brokers, tax specialists, acquisition teams, aviation consultants, real estate advisors, corporate negotiators. Enough people to run a small country. They work for you for the next 72 hours. For the first time, the challenge feels not just real, but winnable. $10 trillion, 3 days. The finest experts money can buy before you spend a single dollar of it. 71 hours remaining. What could possibly go wrong? You start with the obvious. A Beverly Hills mansion, $500 million. A Manhattan penthouse, $300 million. A private island in the Pacific, $200 million. 5 mega yachts, $2 billion. 20 private jets, $3 billion. A rare art collection assembled over decades by a single European family, $5 billion. 50% of the rarest hypercars ever manufactured, $200 million. The spending feels almost hallucinatory. Each purchase the kind of thing ordinary people dream about once and then file quietly away. By lunch, you've spent more money than most people will see across 1,000 lifetimes. News stations interrupt regular programming. Financial channels begin tracking your purchases live, mapping each acquisition across scrolling world maps. Social media erupts. The mysterious $10 trillion buyer. You keep going. Luxury resort portfolios across 5 continents, $4 billion. Historic European castles, $2 billion. Rare jewelry collections from the world's most storied private estates, $1 billion. Everything still feels enormous. You're doing it. You can feel the momentum building until you check the balance. Day 1 report. Starting balance, $10 trillion. Spent today, $18.2 billion. Remaining, $9,981.8 billion. You read it twice. You spent enough money to build entire cities, to reshape coastlines, to fund wars. And you barely move the needle. The number sitting in that account is not smaller. It's still vast, oceanic, incomprehensible. For the first time, you understand what you're actually facing. $10 trillion isn't wealth. $10 trillion is an economic system. A living, breathing financial ecosystem that dwarfs most nations on Earth. And you have been asked to dismantle it in 3 days. Day 2. 48 hours remaining. Personal purchases are over. This has stopped being a shopping trip. It is now mathematics. Cold, relentless, unforgiving. You need larger targets. Vastly larger. Your acquisition teams fan across the globe, identifying publicly available portfolios of genuine scale. Entire international hotel chains. $120 billion. Commercial real estate holdings across 12 countries. $180 billion. Global shipping fleets. $250 billion. Data center campuses. $220 billion. Industrial manufacturing facilities. $310 billion. Energy asset portfolios. $400 billion. The purchases become historic, each one individually a headline. Together, they rewrite the financial record books in real time. The media follows every move. Analysts struggle to keep pace. Then the world learns your identity, and everything changes. Your phone ignites. Former classmates, distant relatives you had forgotten existed, celebrities requesting meetings, influencers offering anything for 60 seconds of your attention. Your building becomes surrounded overnight. Hundreds of people camped outside just to be near the energy of it. Helicopters circle above like satellites. The money has made you famous. And fame, you discover very quickly, is its own kind of prison. You can no longer move freely. You cannot think clearly. You cannot breathe. And then the deeper problem arrives. The real enemy was never the number. It was bureaucracy, ownership verification, regulatory approval, legal review, banking compliance, anti-monopoly flags, cross-border transfer restrictions, government notifications. Every transaction becomes its own war. Hours vanish. Entire teams disappear into paperwork labyrinths and never seem to surface. And the countdown doesn't pause. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't care. Day 2 report. Starting day 2, $9,981.8 billion. Spent today, $1,408 billion. Total spent, $1,498.2 billion. Remaining, $8,501.8 billion. You have spent more money in a single day than the annual economic output of most countries on Earth. You are still measurably, catastrophically losing. Day 3, 24 hours remaining. You have slept perhaps 1 hour, maybe less. You cannot remember eating. You cannot remember the last time the room was quiet. Coffee replaces sleep. Anxiety replaces awe. Your experts have stopped talking about winning. They have started talking about survival. You begin purchasing at a scale never before attempted by a private individual. Global mining asset portfolios, $900 billion. Infrastructure holdings across 4 continents, $1,100 billion. National scale transportation networks, $700 billion. Industrial systems, $1,200 billion. Diversified energy portfolios, $1,300 billion. Commercial development packages, $1,400 billion. Agricultural land holdings, $900 billion. The numbers have stopped feeling like numbers. They have become something else entirely. Tectonic forces reshaping economies with every signature. The world has stopped functioning normally around you. Governments convene emergency sessions to discuss your purchases. Economists debate your chances on live television. Entire markets shift in response to your decisions. You are no longer affecting companies. You are affecting nations. And then, unexpectedly, almost disbelievingly, the balance begins to collapse. 1 trillion remaining. 500 billion remaining, 100 billion remaining, 20 billion remaining. Something extraordinary stirs in the room. For the first time in 3 days, hope. Real, physical, almost unbearable hope. The world watching begins to believe. Maybe, just maybe. Final 6 hours. Remaining balance, $17.6 billion. And then the challenge reveals its final trap. $17.6 billion is too large for ordinary purchases. Every transaction at that scale drowns in compliance timelines and ownership verification chains. But it is too small for the category of mega acquisitions your teams have been executing. Those pipelines are already closed. You have entered a dead zone, a financial no man's land, perfectly engineered to hold you there. Deals stall in government review, others freeze in legal clearance. Banking approval loops back on itself. Regulatory sign-off requests documents that require other documents. Time bleeds away. And then, finally, desperately, your team surfaces a solution. A single asset. Price, $17.6 billion. Exactly to the dollar. The paperwork begins immediately. Every available expert throws themselves at it simultaneously. The transfer starts processing. The world watches. Final minute. 1 minute remains. The transaction status reads, pending. 30 seconds. 20, 10, 9, 8, 7, still pending. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Failure. Silence. Not dramatic silence. Not movie silence. Just the hollow ringing silence of something enormous suddenly absent. Your phone refreshes. Challenge failed. Transaction rejected. Insufficient time remaining, and immediately, instantly, without ceremony, everything disappears. The mansions, the jets, the yachts, the islands, the hotels, the factories, the infrastructure. The empire assembled across 3 sleepless days. Gone, unwound, reversed, erased. Your balance returns to what it was 72 hours ago. The same account, the same apartment, the same life, as if none of it ever happened. You had started with $10 trillion. You had spent $9,982.4 billion of it, an amount so vast it had reshuffled entire economies, redrawn financial maps, and consumed 3 days of your life completely. And yet $17.6 billion remained. But time ran out of you, so you failed the challenge. Months pass. Life reassembles itself slowly, the way it always does after something that defies explanation. The world moves on. Most worlds do. The wealth challenge passes into legend. Some people believe it happened. They speak about it in careful, hushed tones, as if describing a natural disaster that only one person witnessed. Others call it a hoax, an internet myth, a story too perfectly constructed to be accidental, a parable dressed up as news. The challenge was never really about the money. It was always about scale. Because beyond a certain threshold, wealth stops behaving like wealth. It stops being freedom. It stops being power. It becomes a system, a gravitational force, a responsibility too large for any single human being to move, direct, or escape. Beyond a certain point, money stops being something you possess and starts being something that possesses you.